Hello, hello. Welcome to the Montana Post-Secondary Educational Opportunities Council Virtual College Fair. We are super excited to have you participating in this event. We have some fantastic schools here with us today from a variety of different locations across the US. My name is Laura. I'm with StriveScan and I am your facilitator today. And before we get started, just have a few housekeeping items before I turn it over to our institutions. So you have probably already noticed your camera and microphone are off. So the panelists cannot see or hear you, but we still certainly want to get your questions answered and we want to hear from you. You can actually use the Q&A button on your screen to type those questions in at any time. Don't feel like you need to hold them just for the presenter that's currently speaking. If you think of something from a previous speaker, please go ahead and enter it into the Q&A and we'll be happy to get those answered as we go. This is just one session happening of multiple sessions happening. So I believe we have one more after this one. So I would encourage you to check back with the schedule on the website and sign up for an additional one. And this presentation is being recorded and will be available at strivescan.com/Montana virtual, as well as all the other sessions from today as well. All right, so excited to get started now. So I am going to kick it on off and turn it over to our first presenter. So up first, we have University of Regina. Take it away.
Thanks so much. Welcome, everyone. Thanks for having us. I'm just going to share my screen here really quick. This is really exciting. It's really beautiful up here in Canada today, really sunny. I think we're waiting for some snow to eventually start. So that'll be a little bit shocking for us as it snows a lot here. So yes, welcome. My name is Kayla. I work with the University of Regina. We always like to start off these sessions by acknowledging that the University of Regina is situated on Treaty 4 lands with a presence in Treaty 6. These are the territories of the Cree, Saulteaux, Dakota, Lakota, Nakota, and the homeland of the Métis Nation. Today, these lands continue to be the shared territories of many diverse peoples from near and far. So a little bit about me. I moved straight to Regina out of high school. I moved about 4.5 hours away. So I definitely understand the challenges and the journey of traveling far to go to post-secondary. I am the oldest of my family. I'm the first to go to university and I come from a farm. So I'm a small town farm kid. I can take a combine apart, put it back together. I have a Bachelor of Arts honors with a major in history and a minor in classical studies. Classical studies is the study of ancient Greece and Rome. After 4 years and a very long thesis, I was not ready to adult. So I went back to school and I took a 1-year certificate for French as a second language. I walked in not being able to speak French at all. And I walked out moderately fluent, I would say. After that, I was ready to adult, wasn't ready to leave campus. So I joined the student recruitment team here about 5 years ago. So I typically travel all across Saskatchewan and Manitoba up here in Canada. And I love this job. So now that you know a little bit about me, let me tell you a little bit about the U of R. So the first one here is we are achievers. We really want to see our students be successful and achieve whatever their ultimate goal is. And we do this particularly well through our UR Guarantee program. This program students work throughout the duration of their degree. It's completely free. And throughout it, they work on building academic skills, they receive career advice, but most importantly, they build what we call a career portfolio. So we train them how to properly build their resume, how to network, and how to undergo interviews and be really successful. We really believe that our students are going to find the ultimate dream job, and we guarantee it. We guarantee that students within 6 months of graduation will find their career-related job. And if not, we put our money where our mouth is, and we give them a year free of undergraduate classes. This program's been running for 12 years, and to date, we've only had 5 students return. So collectively, our students are doing a really, really great job, and they're completing their programs and getting their dream jobs. Next, we're partners. We really believe in partnering with the community. Our staff and students do extensive volunteer work within our community, both individually and collectively. We also partner closely with our students and offer lots of employment opportunities here on campus. And most importantly, we partner with industry. So we do this particularly well through our experiential learning opportunities. Throughout each and every one of our 150 programs here at the U of R, we offer some form of hands-on work experience. It's either pre-built into your program or something you can choose to add to your program. If you're going into areas such as nursing, you're going to have clinicals every single year pre-built into your program. If you're thinking social work or human justice, you're going to have 2 practicums pre-built into your program. If you're thinking kinesiology, you're likely going to have a fieldwork experience pre-built into your program. Education, you're going to have internships every single year. If you're thinking of going into areas such as the Faculty of Arts, Science, Media Art Performance, which is our fine arts, business, or engineering, you have the opportunity to do what we call cooperative education. These are paid internship opportunities. So essentially, again, the idea of taking what you're learning in class and applying it in a job-like setting. Our students collectively earned $11 million last year and individually earned around $12,500 in a 4-month period. Next, we're explorers. We really believe that traveling the world not only makes you a better person, but also makes you a better global citizen. Through our study abroad opportunities, students can travel to anywhere. We have agreements with 450 universities in 70 different countries. It's a great way to add value to your university degree, gain cross-cultural knowledge, maybe learn a new language, and again, take a course that's going to go towards your University of Regina degree while you're going to university, but maybe somewhere way warmer like Australia or more beautiful like Spain. Lots and lots of neat opportunities. And if you're planning on coming up here to study in Canada, you're kind of already on that journey for studying abroad and learning about new places and new people. Next, we're innovators. So here at the U of R, all of our professors are not only instructors, they're also world-renowned researchers. So you're going to be learning from the best of the best, the people who are instituting and making change in our world. And you can contribute to that. Of course, you're going to be learning for them, but you can also work for them, whether it's as a lab assistant, a teaching assistant, research assistant, and be making change while you're going to school. Lastly, we aspire to be your new home away from home. So I know Montana is about a whole day trip, 7.5 hours, I think, from Great Falls, which I've been to a few times on my way down to visit my family in Arizona and Wisconsin and different areas down in the States. But we have really great spaces to live up here, and you only pay Canadian tuition. So you're not paying the triple international fees you would if you're traveling to another country. We have agreements with Montana that ensure that you pay domestic tuition, which is a little bit cheaper because it's in Canadian dollars. With living on campus, like I said, I moved 4.5 hours away, which is about half the distance you would be traveling to be here. And so for me, living on campus was a great way to meet people, get to know campus, get to know a new space. And as I was transitioning to being an adult for the first time in my life, also a space that I needed to be convenient. I needed all my utilities included. Well, they were, it was perfect. My parents couldn't afford to buy me a condo full furnished. I have a lot of siblings, so all the furniture was required and all I had to bring were things to make me comfortable, like my favorite pillow. I was in a new space, so having access to housing staff, having access to events and life programming so that I felt supported, being close to my academic advisor and being close to all of the amenities were really, really important to me. So we really hope that you'd like to study one of our 150 programs at the U of R. And if you have any questions, please feel free to contact us. We'd love to see you up here in Canada. Thanks so much.
Awesome. Thank you, Kayla. All right, up next, we have University of Alaska Fairbanks.
Hi there. Just in case Canada isn't remote enough for you, I'm here today. And I feel like I'm here to invite you on just a great adventure. There are some things that you'll get to see and do if you come to the University of Alaska Fairbanks that even as someone from Montana wouldn't be available to you perhaps. Like, for instance, getting to join the 40 Below Club. The first time each year gets to 40 below zero, the students like to celebrate that fact by going and taking their picture with the temperature sign on campus in their swimsuits. So my name is Palmer Muntz, and I am the Regional Admissions Counselor for University of Alaska Fairbanks. I'm based in Washington, and I serve all the students of Montana. So if you get serious about UAF, I'll be your admissions counselor. So University of Alaska Fairbanks is the flagship university for the state of Alaska and a national research university. But we're different than a lot of students with those schools with those labels. We have less than 8,000 students, for instance, and our student to faculty ratio is only 10 to 1. 2/3 of your classes at UAF will have less than 20 students in them. So I tell students that at UAF, you'll get a very personal, very student-centered experience, and yet you'll have the resources of a much larger research university. You won't have to sacrifice in any respect. We have about 120 different programs at UAF. This is just a small sampling of them. Pretty much anything you would expect to find in any good university, along with some pretty unusual majors. One thing that's real distinctive about UAF is we actually have a community college embedded within the university. So that means that we're able to offer everything from, for instance, literally a 1-year certificate in welding, all the way through a PhD in space physics. And I thought I would just real briefly highlight some of the programs that I have found are most popular with my students from the Pacific Northwest. First of all, I mentioned that community college within UAF. Because of that, we're able to offer programs like fire science. We have one of the best fire science programs in the whole country. If you or someone you know would like to be a firefighter, you've got to check it out. You actually get to live and work as a firefighter while you're going to school. So you graduate with not just a degree, but also with 2 or more years of actual firefighting experience, including driving the fire truck. A lot of students come to UAF for engineering. You can see here we have about 10 different areas of specialization available. One of the things I like to point out is that our engineering program is direct entry. So you'll get to be an engineering major from the very beginning. Take your first engineering class as a freshman, do your first design work, find out if you like engineering really, find out if you're good at it. I also like this picture because it shows you that in coming to all the way up to almost the Arctic Circle, you're not going to have to sacrifice in terms of facilities. Brand new, state-of-the-art, $130 million engineering building. And this type of facility is available across many of our programs. A lot of students, of course, come to UAF for the natural sciences, and that includes pre-med, physics, and so on. But often it's things like wildlife biology and ocean sciences and geosciences, mainly because it's Alaska. You're in the middle of a 600,000 square mile living, learning laboratory. So the opportunities for research and internships are just phenomenal. I also like to point out in this picture our musk oxen. We're the only university in the world with its own herd of musk oxen for research purposes. You can follow them on TikTok, by the way, at UAF Lars. Admission at UAF is very straightforward, very streamlined. It will not screw up your senior year. We're test optional. There's no essay required. You apply on our website and you can upload your high school transcript with the application. You'll usually get an admission decision from us within 3 weeks. And then finally, to talk about finances, we offer the Western Undergraduate Exchange to every student from Montana. You simply mark on your application for admission that you live in Montana and you would like to have WUI. We're all too lazy to spell out the whole Western Undergraduate Exchange. We just call it WUI. Your cost for tuition, fees, room and board living on campus, less than $24,000 a year. And if you happen to come from a military family, mom or dad is in the military or used to be, then you'll qualify for in-state tuition, which actually drops the cost about another $4,000 a year. We do have financial aid, a lot of scholarships, a lot of grant programs. I'll just mention one here on this slide, the Nanook Pledge Academic Scholarship. Nanook is our mascot, the polar bear. It's our academic scholarship, and if you have a cumulative GPA in high school of 3.3 or above, you likely qualify. So yes, please come on an adventure. Come on up to the University of Alaska Fairbanks. I'd love to answer questions in the Q&A, but you're also welcome to reach out to me afterwards. Again, my name's Palmer, and I'll look forward to hearing from you in the future. Thanks.
Thank you, Palmer. Appreciate it, and appreciate your reminder of the Q&A button. So I wanted to, let everybody know of that again as well. Please don't hesitate to enter your questions in that Q&A for all of our speakers today. All right, and up next we have Northern Arizona University.
All right, sorry, I froze for a second there. So thank you so much for, first and foremost, I do want to introduce myself. I am Nancy Navarro. I am your Montana representative. So yes, I'm located in Arizona, but I specifically work with all the folks in Montana. And I usually get to travel out there twice a year. So that's always a wonderful part of my job. Here's all my contact info if you need any of it. I will show it again at the end. But first and foremost, I do want to make sure that I acknowledge the land that our university sits on. So I'm going to read our land acknowledgement. That was a partnership between tribal partners here in our Northern Arizona area, and also some of the folks that work for the university. So Northern Arizona University sits at the base of San Francisco's peaks on homeland sacred to Native Americans throughout the region. We honor their past, their present, and future generations who have lived here for millennia and we'll call this place home forever. All right, so let's get started. A little bit of information about Flagstaff in general. About 7,000 feet elevation, and unlike the rest of Arizona, which everyone expects it to be like, we are not in the desert. I always refer it to as if someone took a chunk of Montana and threw it in Northern Arizona. That is Flagstaff. So we have all 4 seasons. We have over 100 inches of snow on average. 0 days at 100, contrary to the rest of the state. And then you'll see also that we have about 260 to 280 days of sunshine a year. So super sunny and super snowy all at the same time. Again, very outdoorsy kind of a place, forests, all of that wonderfulness. We are actually in the largest contiguous ponderosa pine forest in the world. So definitely surrounded by all the beauty out here. You're going to see some information about residence life. One thing I always get asked is, do I have to live on campus? It's absolutely your decision to do so. We are in the top 1% of being able to offer housing, meaning that we beat other 99% of other colleges and universities to even have our students live on campus. So lots of different options for our students, and we do base it on your majors, that you're with other students who have similar majors, similar interests, and we provide similar support systems for you, as well as just having that built-in study buddy because that person is taking similar classes as you. We have lots of ways for you to get involved, including 400 different clubs and organizations. They could be academic-based, hobby-based, interest-based, cultural-based. So there's a lot of things that you can do while you're here. And if you happen to find that there's not an organization that you want to be a part of, it just takes yourself, 4 folks, and 1 staff member like myself to be your advisor, and then you can create that club here. So I forgot to mention my title. So I'm the Assistant Director for Diversity Recruitment. So everything on this page is some of my favorite things to talk about, and I work with all of these different departments. So specifically, you are going to see that we work with the Office of Inclusion, the Office of First Generation Programs, all of that in order to provide a environment that is more conducive to your learning. So first and foremost, I would like to define first generation. So if you are the first student in your family who's going to earn a 4-year degree, you are first generation. And what we look at is, are your legal parent or guardian, have they earned a 4-year degree? If not, then you are first generation and you can use the scholarships and the programming. So we don't look at siblings, grandparents, just your immediate legal guardian or parents. So all of these different services are how we support you here. And like I said, provide you that home away from home. If you are a dependent of veteran, we will get you connected and make sure we use your GI Bill or post 9/11 bill, whatever it is accordingly. We do have lots of study abroad options, and our study abroad program is number 7 in the nation. So we do have many opportunities, including the IGP program, where you travel abroad for a year, and it ends up extending your time here for it to be a 5-year program, but you get a bachelor's degree in your STEM or business major and a bachelor's degree in your language you travel to. So definitely something that I wish we had when I was a business student, because I would have taken full advantage of that program. And then a quick profile of the university. We have about 21,000 undergraduate students physically here on campus, about 100 different undergraduate programs, also almost 100 different grad programs. and you'll see a 21:1 student to faculty ratio. So you still have that individualized attention, and you'll see an average class size of about 37 students. Now that could always depend on your classes. For example, the further I went into my business courses, I was closer to about 25 students in my class, and most of my Spanish classes were closer to about 15 to 20 students in my class. So here's the really important thing when you're applying to NIU is being familiarized with our admissions. So we look at the course 16, which is 4 years of English, 4 years of math, 3 years of lab science, 2 years of social science. One must be US or American history, 2 years of the same second language, and 1 year of fine art and CTE. We are test optional, so we do not need them, but if you have them, it is great to present them. If you have a 3.0 and the 16, guaranteed admission. If you have at least a 2.5 and you're missing 1 or 2 of these, you'll still be considered for admission. And you'll see the nau.edu/apply. That's where you go to apply to the university. And the next year, we work with the state of Montana to offer you a reduced tuition. So you don't pay the true out-of-state tuition, which is closer to $26,000. You're actually paying a tuition closer to the in-state rate. And you'll see here what that rate looks like, our additional costs. You're going to see the WUI Gold or WUI Blue scholarships that are merit scholarships, so not based on need. And those will help you bring your tuition now to the in-state rate. And then we have other scholarships for you to apply to as well. And those are going to be based on the course 16 courses from the previous page. No specific major you have to do, no specific requirement other than get admitted to the university and be from Montana, and you will get this lower tuition. And again, we'll evaluate you for the Blue or Gold Award. And then next year is once more my contact information. So if you need anything, go ahead and reach out to me. We also have all of our social media. Highly recommend following us on social media, especially our Instagram and Snapchat, where we have student takeovers, so you can see what a day in the life of a student in Siberia or traveling somewhere abroad is like. So if you have, again, any questions, don't hesitate to reach out, and thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Nancy. Appreciate it. Okay, and up next we have Western Colorado University.
Hello. All right. So my name is Elisa, and welcome to the Gunnison Valley, home to Western Colorado University. This incredible community allows students to immerse themselves in their education and pursue their passions, all while being located in the heart of the Colorado Rocky Mountains. Our top-notch faculty and programs, combined with outstanding location, delivers an unmatched educational experience. So our backyard is nature's best classroom. At Western, our surroundings become a tool for hands-on learning. Many of the academic programs at Western take advantage of the Gunnison Valley to teach students applicable skills. For example, our resort management program has partnered with Crested Butte Mountain Resort to get students hands-on experience with a world-class ski resort. And field study programs such as petroleum geology, wildlife biology, and resource management programs take advantage of all of this beautiful area for field studies. Even our extracurricular activities provide a learning opportunity. For example, our mountain rescue team is the only certified program of its kind and allows students to learn outdoor and leadership skills. So we have a small community, and that means big opportunities. At Western, you're never going to be in a classroom of over 100 students. On average, our class size is 16 students, and in fact, our largest classroom only holds 68 people. Oftentimes, our professors will mentor students from the time they enter as freshmen until the time they graduate. Small class sizes means big opportunities. Having a smaller class means personalized connections, and your professors have more opportunities to get you that hands-on learning. Students at Western are guaranteed to gain valuable experiences, memories, and friendships because Western's tight-knit community. Western has over 100 academic programs that give students the path to their perfect future. Our program offerings include some of the most popular majors across the nation, such as business, environment, sustainability, recreation and outdoor education, and numerous emphases paths within biology. At Western, there's something for everybody. We have over 50 clubs and organizations, ranging from academic clubs such as the Chemistry Club to cultural clubs and hobby clubs such as the Black Student Alliance or even the Knitting Club. Western also provides opportunities for students to get outside through affordable gear rentals and trips with our Wilderness Pursuits program. No matter what, Western provides opportunities for students to be involved inside and outside the classroom. So we're dedicated to the success of our students and provide the support services that you need to get everything that you want from Western. Students are assigned an academic advisor from within the program that they're within, and they are going to be there to help you set up your schedules and make sure you're taking classes on time, and are always available to ensure that the students are on track. Our Math Tutoring Center and our Writing Center are run by students to help students. These services are a great place to take homework, get help with an upcoming test, or anything that you might need. And then we also have something called the Experienced Peers Initiating Connections, or EPIC Mentors for short. These are upper class students that are assigned to incoming students to help answer any questions, make sure that you're ready for your next steps as a student, and they also provide a community on campus for the student. So at Western, you're never going to come to our campus knowing absolutely no one. You're already going to have a community for you ready to welcome you to Gunnison. So let's talk about some affordability. Western's tuition is the third lowest of any four-year school in Colorado, with in-state tuition of less than $19,000 or out-of-state tuition less than $19,000 and in-state less than $7,000, sorry. Many of our students receive financial aid, and all students that are accepted to Western are automatically considered for our merit scholarship, and the amount they received is based on their very final high school GPA. So eligible students have the opportunity to be awarded over $4,000 a year for in-state students or $10,000 a year for out-of-state students with that merit scholarship. Western also participates in the tuition discount programs such as the WUI and the Central Plains program. These opportunities are a great way for students to get some financial support throughout their time as Western students. I encourage all students to visit Western's beautiful campus. In-person visits occur Monday through Saturday, and we also have our preview day visits where Western will provide one night of lodging for you and your family in a hotel. Visits to campus are a great way to experience life as a mountaineer and learn about everything Western has to offer. Visits can be booked online, or you can feel free to give us a call. We're happy to help you with anything you need. Western operates on a rolling admissions basis, meaning you can send in your application at any time, and we will get back to you within 2 to 4 weeks with a decision. We are test optional, meaning that ACT and SAT scores do not need to be sent to us, and none of our decisions are based on those. However, they can help us place you in classes later. There is a $30 application fee. However, you can use the waiver code GoWestern 2022, and that'll waive that application fee whenever you want to apply. And please feel free to reach out to me with any questions. Me and my admissions team are happy to help you in any way possible, and we look forward to having you on campus. Go Mountaineers!
Thanks, Alyssa. Okay, up next we have the University of Tampa.
Everyone, my name is Madison McGlone. I am the Assistant Director of Admissions here at the University of Tampa. We're going to take a hard left turn. There is no snow here. You are not in the middle of nowhere. You are in one of the fastest growing cities in the entire country. So if that interests you, a little bit of a change or a lot of a change of pace, then hopefully you'll like what I have to share with you today. The University of Tampa is a private liberal arts university, again, right in the heart of downtown Tampa, which is one of the fastest growing areas currently currently in the entire nation. We have a medium-sized campus with 9,000 undergraduate students and about 1,000 graduate students. Considering most of our students, not just students from Montana, have not yet visited our campus, a lot of our applicants don't get to do so. I want to talk a little bit about the environment here in Tampa within our city, not just within our campus. So of course, you can't talk about going to school with Florida without the great beaches. We are on the Gulf side of Florida. So if you're looking at the state, that's the western side on the Gulf of Mexico, and which is consistently ranked in the top beaches in the entire nation. We're about 90 minutes from Orlando. So if you've ever been to Disney or Universal, you'll know where that is. And we're about 4 hours north of Miami. So we're in the middle of the state. We have a great downtown scene. As I mentioned, there's some more photos there on the screen about that. And of course, you can't talk about Tampa lately without the winning sports teams that we've had down here lately, which has been really exciting for our students. Our students are really proud not only of their UT spirit, their Spartan spirit, but also their pride in Tampa and Tampa Bay. 60% of recent UT grads say that they intend to stay in the area because they fall in love with it so much. There's so much opportunity for jobs afterwards. We were also just ranked the #1 up-and-coming tech hub in the entire nation by Forbes. So there's a lot of growth, a lot of opportunity happening down here, and we'd love to have you come visit or even attend and maybe make it your home. We have the best of both worlds on our campus. And what I mean by that is you have the city, right? We talked about the city. That's actually on the right side of my screen here, maybe yours as well, past the river. So if you were to see those downtown skyline photos, that would be on the other side of the river. But on our side, we have a fully intact campus. That means you get the city, it's in your backyard, but you get the campus too, right? So you don't have to worry about public transportation, not feeling like you have a home, shuttling around to and from different buildings. Everything's really walkable and accessible. It's a beautifully maintained campus with a really historic building, which I'm actually in Plant Hall. You can see that first building there with the minaret towers. Again, so we'd love to have you come down and visit if that's doable. We have students from all 50 states and over 130 different countries. So you certainly wouldn't be the only ones coming from farther away. And we are a highly accredited university. We have, oh, actually, I removed that one. That's okay though, we're a highly accredited university. That's good to know. But let's jump into the class sizes here. So even though we're a medium-sized school, we have classes that are sized for learning. Our average class size is around 21 students. There's no lecture halls on our campus. You're really going to get to know your professors, and likewise, your professors are going to get to know you, how you prefer to study, learn, etc. We have fantastic different programs. I'll put a link in the chat after, but over 200 different options. So there's plenty to pick from. Again, we are a liberal arts university, so we offer a wide variety. Most of them are direct admit. Only 4 programs require a separate application process. We really emphasize internships and hands-on learning, so you'll have access to our career services database that houses over 1,000 different internships nationwide. Many of our programs actually require a certain number of internship hours to graduate from that program. So here on the screen, I have a few Tampa Bay area companies, whether it's sports, financial institutions, medical centers, nonprofit works, and arts organizations. There's a lot of different opportunities that are within walking distance from our campus. You can also go entirely away from campus and study abroad. We have over 60 study abroad or travel rather to over 60 different countries. We also have a unique program within our honors program where you might be able to study abroad at Oxford University. We select 3 students from our honors program each semester for that opportunity. Now, when it comes to living on campus, right, we want to talk about what our student community is like. Here in Tampa, we have really metropolitan students. Doesn't mean they grew up in an urban environment. They're just excited to be here in downtown. They're really active. They really are involved in volunteering and working on campus or off campus, maybe being part of a club or a sport. And lastly, they're really independent. You would definitely fall into that category. Moving so far away from home, we really have students who are independent on our campus. They're able to kind of open up a new chapter of their life, move away from their support system, and enjoy what we have to offer here. We have about a dozen residence halls. We're primarily residential for freshman and sophomore year, but most juniors and seniors do move off campus. We have 27 different dining options in our residence halls. Again, most of them are at the bottom, so it's just of your dorm, so it's really easy to roll out of bed early in the morning, late at night, and grab a snack. We have some awesome new construction on campus. So in January, our fitness rec center is going to be completed. It's going to have a brand new aquatic center with a lap pool, hot tub, definitely. So we'll see students walking around their swimsuits, not in negative 45-degree weather, but maybe close to 100-degree weather, and enjoying the Florida sun. We have NCAA Division II teams, so if you're interested in those, you can fill out a recruitment form online. But let's quickly go over the application process. We will need 3 items from you when you apply to the University of Tampa as a freshman, and then it'll depend if you were applying as a transfer student. So pretty straightforward. Same thing as mentioned earlier with test optional. If you send them, they're not part of the admissions process. It is something that we'll look at after to place you in a class. I would always encourage you to apply the early as you can, the earlier the better. We're currently in early action 1. It's important to note that you might have opportunities for additional scholarship funding if you apply early, because some of our departmental scholarships do require separate applications. This is our current cost of attendance. We are a private university. It is the same no matter where you are attending from, but our average financial aid package is competitive, just over $18,000. And I definitely want to encourage you all to follow us on social media. I'm actually going to put a different email in. I know there's like 3 different names on the screen. I'm filling in for my colleague who covers Montana. She was actually traveling there recently. So just look out for my email in the chat and reach out to Lauren if you have any questions. Thank you so much for learning about UT.
Thanks, Madison. Okay, and then up next, we have our final institution, Savannah College of Art and Design.
All right, hello everyone. I'm going to go ahead and get this PowerPoint shared with you all. My name is Brittany. I am the Assistant Director of Admissions at SCAD. I'm also your regional rep, so if you guys have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. I'm located in Washington State, but cover much of the kind of Midwest areas. Without further ado, I'm going to introduce you all to SCAD, the University for Creative Careers.
I'm driven to create.
To be expressive.
To collaborate with only the best and across disciplines.
If you have an outlet like the arts where you can be in these other worlds and imagine anything, growing up in the arts, I've seen it change people's lives.
There are things happening in our classrooms where students are actually reimagining their own education in the way that we communicate with each other.
What is that next step for them? How are they going to make those contacts with their future employers?
During my time at SCAD, what was so magical was that it was this hot pot of creative people from different types of majors that could influence each other.
I would say my 2 greatest lessons that I learned from SCAD were learning the structure of the industry and the strong work ethic, but I think you really hone those skills at SCAD.
I am the creative director of Christopher John Rogers. Growing up, I always knew that fashion was my passion. Ew, gross. Okay, wait.
I absolutely love SCAD.
I love SCAD too. I love it more than John Krasinski.
Hey, bees.
Hey, SCAD.
Hello, SCAD. Extremely bright, smart people who love creativity, fashion, design, art, film, telling their version of their own story.
I am an artist.
I am a performer.
I'm an entrepreneur.
Storyteller. Thanks to SCAD, my future as a creative professional is real. It's happening.
You are the next incarnation of this beautiful planet that needs design, that needs beauty, that needs your mind and your spirit and your energy, your power, your unique voice.
Because you have something unique to say.
This is SCAD.
Anyone who asks me about colleges in US, all I say is SCAD. Don't even think of anything else.
All right, sorry about a bit of the tech errors. I'm definitely not a computer person, that's very evident. But SCAD was founded in 1978, and for just a little over 40 creative years, we've grown to become the most comprehensive and connected art and design university in the world. SCAD is a global experience, so we have multiple campuses across different countries. So 2 being in the United States, both in Georgia, Atlanta, and Savannah, They're about 3.5 hours by car away, and are both great resources for our students. We also have a permanent study abroad location in Lacoste, France, which is in the Provence region. It's been an artist destination for centuries. Van Gogh painted here, so that's a great location for students. And then we also have an e-learning platform. SCAD has been doing digital learning since way before the pandemic, about 20 years into that program. We've actually had a student do his entire senior year from Antarctica because he was interning with National Geographic down there. So anywhere you can find Wi-Fi, you can find SCAD. SCAD is incredibly diverse with over 15,000 students that come from all 50 states and more than 100 countries. I'm a SCAD alumni myself, and I'm from Washington State, so I totally understand the transition of moving all the way down to Georgia for college. And we have more degree programs of study than any other art design university in the US, with over 100 degree programs, which boils down to just over 40 majors and more than 75 minors. This is the link or the page of all of our different majors, but if you guys want to learn more, just go to scad.edu/whatever program you're interested in, and you can read more there. Our alumni employment rate is 99% for the past 4 years. So this means that 99% of our alumni from 2017 through 2020 were either employed seeking further education or both within 10 months of graduating, with 91% employed in their creative field. So whatever they came to SCAD for, that's what they're doing out in the real world. My closest friend, Lucy, she came to SCAD to study fashion design and is currently an apparel designer over at Abercrombie, working specifically for Hollister. But just a really good example of students getting out in the real world. We also have SCAD Pro, which is our in-house internship opportunity. So if you want to get an internship, but maybe don't want to relocate, you're looking to do it during class, and we've got you covered. We have Fortune 100 companies come to SCAD and they say, hey, we have this creative problem that we need solved, and they want our students to help them assist in it. Recently, we've partnered with Uber to help come up with concepts for Uber Elevate, their new flying taxi service. We partnered with Lenovo to create build your own PC kits for elementary school kids, and recently collaborated on Disney resorts with Walt Disney Imagineering. SCAD also has competitive sports. A lot of art schools don't think that we're going to have competitive sports, but that is an option for you as a student. And we also have pre-college programs. If you're interested in coming down to visit us a little ahead of time, please feel free to look into that. I'm not going to go into the application process because I'm running low on time, but here's all of our social medias. That's mine at the bottom if you guys want to connect that way. But thank you guys so much for listening, and please feel free to reach out with any questions.
Thanks, Brittany. All right, so I was actually going to pass it back over to Nancy for just a minute or two. I know she had some technical difficulties with her slides showing, so I was going to give her a quick opportunity to share those, and then we will wrap up for today.
Yeah, thank you so much. Let's hope that it works this time around. So we're gonna go one more time and try that out. So hopefully y'all can see me advance to the next screen. Yes?
Not quite yet. There we go.
Okay, so we're seeing it perfect. So like I was saying, think of it.
Oh, looks like it froze up there.
It just muted me. There we go. All right, so can y'all see our student success and support page? This is in the background, our Center for International Education, our Native American Cultural Center.
Nancy, it looks like your screen share did drop off. I'm sorry about that to interrupt.
Yeah, no worries. Let me do it again. I don't know what is going on today. Awesome. So Native American Cultural Center in the background, our Center for International Education in the background as well. And then showing you all the important things of the core 16 courses I was talking about. So this is really important because in the state of Arizona, all 3 state schools specifically look at these core 16 courses for admission. And then the second most important is the WUI slide. So as I mentioned, the tuition that we have is automatic as long as you're coming from the state of Montana. Nothing extra you need to do other than get admitted. You get this tuition that is $10,000 less than a true out-of-state student. And then you get those scholarships over on the side depending on your core unweighted GPA in those 16 courses. So no need, nothing that we look at other than those core 16 courses. And again, in the background, just kind of what we look like. Again, not like Arizona, more like Montana. And then y'all saw my contact information for a bunch of time. So if you need anything else, again, thank you for the extra time that you got to see a little bit about what our mini Hogwarts looks like as it gets called here and there.
Thanks, Nancy. Okay, so with that, I am going to go ahead and wrap us up here. So thank you so much for joining us, both to our attendees who are watching live and will be watching the recording later. Thank you to our presenters. So fantastic job. It was great. I enjoyed getting to see all of the pictures of the beautiful campuses. So just a brief reminder. So there will be a link to a quick 5-question survey. Would appreciate any feedback you can provide on that. As we close out, we do have one more session following this. So if you haven't signed up, I would encourage you to check out the schedule at the website you can see on your screen. And recordings will be available for this session as well as all the remaining sessions on the strivescan.com/Montana virtual. All right, well, thank you again, everyone. And I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your day. Take care.